I grew up in Berwyn, and but every weekend we would go to my grandmother's house. It was traditional that we would have weekends with the family, and Grandma would make trays of bakery, and there would be a big pot of soup on a Saturday morning. The Czech masses now are done in a totally different area. They are held at the Czech Mission Church in Brookfield. So the Czechs moved, and before that they were in Cicero, and there is a priest in Brookfield. He's Czech, and he does perform all masses in Czech, and he's very helpful to the Czech community and to Czech immigrants, just as any other church would be if there was somebody who was in exile or needed assistance that way in getting back home. The Czech mission's been very helpful to the Czech community here and the Czech immigrants. American Sokol is a community organization that was founded by Czech immigrants. And imagine, the Czechs came to America and they had nothing, and they were looking for a place to gather and find community in themselves. Sokols were first formed to be really a home kind of base for the Czech community, but because it's America and Czechs were just overwhelmed and happy to be free in America. Of course, in the community, anyone was welcome. I don't even think they teach Czech language in many schools anymore. So we're providing that in some of our Sokols to accommodate the Czech people who are moving into the USA. There's a whole influx of Czech immigrants that are coming and working here. We're continuing a program that's offered by the Czech government. It's currently affiliated with 3 of our Sokols, and it is a Schools Without Borders program. And this is so that the Czech children are being taught Czech language at a level appropriate to their age, so that if the families move back to their homeland, they go back to the Czech Republic, that they will be at the same level, same speaking level and same level in school as their peers. So our national office is in the Chicago area. It's in Brookfield. And the national office gets a lot of phone calls from the Czech Republic, or they get an email. And it's really interesting that a Czech person from Czech Republic, if they're seeking out, if it's a choir director or a theater director, that if they're looking for a place to perform in the USA, they see Sokol and they immediately call the national office at Sokol, because they know who we are. They know that what we have in our gyms, they clearly know that we certainly could accommodate them. So truthfully, there was a dip in Czech culture and people wanting to be involved, and parents wanting to push their children to learn the language or be involved in the organizations, dancing, etc. But I think as years progressed and it became easier for Czechs to travel, Czech immigrants to come to America, it has slowly grown where these people want to continue their heritage.
Years, and you moved here when you were 20, you found your job and you made yourself way up, you don't want to leave it, because if you come to Czech Republic, you have to start from scratch, and Czech Republic changed a lot in last 10-15 years. It changed a horrendous way, and they're just simply scared. They're scared of losing the stability, and they're on that point because if they're illegal, they don't have social security, they don't have any any views for retirement or anything. They will have nothing. But the American Czechs are tending to go through the old roots and to stuff that their grandparents talked about, because that's for them is tradition. And for the new Czechs, they see communism in it. They didn't grow up in it. It was kind of, this type of entertainment was forced, and they will go for the rock bands because that's what they're missing. Because the Czech Americans who were born here, they don't know the bands which are in Czech Republic right now. They have their American bands, they have their American movies, American actors. They linger upon the history, and the Czech illegal immigrants linger upon what they left 10-15 years ago, which is a recent history. First, for surviving, and
whatever it takes to survive the regime and make your kids be able to go to school and be fine. God forbid if any of your family members immigrated and your whole family is affected by it. If you didn't live it, you don't understand.